Okay, so we are back, and we need to do some additional pieces of work now. We're going to run through from our session server where we installed our scenario builder. We're going to link in with our stock EUC workloads, and then we're going to get those sent up to our director server. So let's jump in. If I hop across to my session server, I'm going to open up scenario builder. Excellent. So just to start with, we just put in a name test and hit create, and that's fine because that will just generate us our stock folder that we need, and then we will hop in and we'll edit all the options that are necessary. So we're going to hop down to project manager on the file menu, and then we go into the options section, and you'll see here we have a path. So if I change this to Automai-D/Automai, that's my share that was created. So my Automai Director server that I've already just previously built, and then the folder share, and click OK. That will locate the EUC workloads for you because the script already downloaded them and popped them on a share. So that's that bit done. We can then go into File and Options, and we need to change one more thing. If we go to the Director tab, we need to tell Scenario Builder where our director server is. So if I go to Automai-D in there and test, it will tell you it's connected. Excellent, and click OK. So we're pretty much ready to get started editing these scenarios. So let's open EUC main, which is the main controlling scenario. These scenarios are quite modular with lots of pieces in different places for different things. If I just click the open menu one more time, you will see there is a scenario for Outlook, Excel, Word, PowerPoint, and all of these are modular. So as we scroll through this main controlling script, we will see these different options. So let's hop down and get to our variables section, which are the very important pieces. In fact, no, we will go up to the top, and first we will look at our logins. So I have a CSV file called Citrix logins. And in this CSV file, these are the usernames and passwords for the users that will eventually be logging on to my virtual environment. Now, in this particular scenario, we're looking at a Citrix connection, but the actual connection part for the virtual desktop is modular, and you can add anything you like in here, be it AVD, Parallels, Horizon, and we are actually going to be adding these as stock workloads as well. So amend these usernames and passwords. These need to be users that are already part of your Active Directory and can already access those environments. Now, if I scroll down, there's a couple of important variables. There's your domain, and that needs to match your local domain. Now, because I've been developing some of these workloads, this actually already matches my home lab. You need your storefront URL for Citrix. That's the web address that you need to go to. You need the desktop name that you've published, which is the desktop that Automai should launch when it's running a test. And then you have lots of other options. Now, there is actually a document on our GitHub so github.com/Automai. Now, under our Automai EUC scenarios, you will find a doc file, and if you open that up, okay, I have not activated Office. So if you open this up, you can scroll through this document and it will explain all of the variables in the workloads, what the flow and order are of all of these things, so that you can get a good understanding of how all of this stuff works. and exactly what's required. So genuinely encourage you to read those before you try and jump in and just run these. Now, there's a few share locations here. So my server is not called Automai-01, it's called Automai-D. So I need to update these. Simple as this, just click in the box, fill those different sections in. And then when I'm finished with all this, I can just click send. Yes, I want to save my changes. It will connect to the Automai Director server and it will send all of these details across. Now this box is for version control. If you want to version control your scripts that you send to your server, you can literally type comments in here and tick this box. I don't want to because it's the first time I'm uploading them. Excellent. So that's our stock workloads uploaded. I'm now going to hop across to the Automai Director server. I'm going to open Microsoft Edge and I'm going to navigate to HTTP localhost 48. You'll notice here the username and password is populated and it's labeled down here. Remember to change that if you're deploying this in a production environment. Once you've changed it, it obviously will not be displayed on the front screen. So our very first screen, we're in Automai Director. We want to hop across to Automai Loader and we're going to jump into test plans. Okay, so we're going to jump right in and we're going to create a test plan. So test plan is EUC. Project is our EUC workloads. They're the workloads we sent from Scenario Builder earlier. And then we will allow all available bot managers. We will come back to bot managers later. So synthetic users, we just want one. So an R loader is a synthetic user in Automai Speak. And then for our test plan, I would like to run an iteration per virtual user, per synthetic user, not a fixed time in minutes. If you do a fixed time in minutes, you will continuously connect into your virtual environment every 1 or 3 minutes or whatever you put. So go with iterations instead. We now add a process, and this is where it's going to dig into all of those scenarios that we were looking at earlier, and you can see it lists them all out. The one that we want is EUC main. We want one R loader, that's great, and we'll just hit submit. Now we pre-populated some of those variables to configure these workloads inside Scenario Builder before we sent it. But if you click this manage button here next to global variables, you actually have the ability to be able to do that here. So if we want to log off users once the workload is complete, we can do this. Again, please read through the EUC workloads documentation. If we want to close the browser on end, you've got it. All of these things can be overridden in here. So that's great. We just close that, publish the plan. We are not ready to initiate a test plan as yet. We need to hop over to bot managers. We can see that we have a bot manager running on Automai D, which is correct because all the things we need have been installed there. I just need to go to start R loader users or R loader desktops, and I just want one, and I'm going to start that. And if you watch what happens here, Director will issue a command to the bot manager, which is running on the same machine. The bot manager can run on different machines when you scale up testing. And you'll see here that the bot manager has logged a user in, and that user is going to be ready to perform tests. If I just refresh this, I have to wait until this connection number comes up to 1. Looks like it's going to happen. Excellent. So that user is ready. I can head over to test plans, click my plus icon, and I want to run one user, and we're off. So this R loader now will execute that scenario. Now, do bear in mind that you must install whatever agent it is that is required to connect to your virtual environment on the bot manager or the director server. That is not included because that's custom for your environment. Now that could be an AVD client, or it could be a Citrix Workspace app, or it could be the Horizon client. Just remember, whatever vendor it is you're using, remember to install that client on there. And you're away. See you in the next video.